But at the moment, Saunter Boy's the king of the castle, and Out and Dreaming is the heir to his throne. So I've got one ahead of 4, but I'll be backing him in the Quinella.
Yes, Saunter Boy on top for me as well. I just thought he produced a perfect parade here. As I said, he's very content on race day. He carries himself beautifully, and gee, he's moving well in the yard. He's just a really nice, loose, free horse. So he goes on top for me. I couldn't knock Out and Dreaming. He's produced a very good parade. And St. Arnica is the other one that I thought had a lot of purpose about him in the yard as well.
We got to the bottom of the delay, and it's the fixing of the hurdle right at the top of the straight, which has just taken some time. So that is being done as quickly as possible. Have a look at the workmen. They're all coming from everywhere. The hammer's going at full throttle to make sure we get there as quick as possible. So horses out onto the track. Let's have a look at the market for the Sovereign Resort Galleywood hurdle. Pick of the art is Saunter Boy. Top selection for Mike Simons, and $1.95 is the price. Out and Dreaming at $4. St. Arnica at $8.50. Eckhart is $11. And Kieran Marmiles will come and just jump in the middle here, Kieran, and stay nice and dry, mate. What are your thoughts leading into this? We'll start with Saunter Boy. You're confident you got him where you need him?
Yeah, it was a really good win last start. He's had a really smooth preparation. Yeah, I just thought we needed that run to be spot on for today. So he gets a little bit of a penalty for that, but yeah, he's still on the upward spiral, and I think he's taken nice improvement out of that win the other day.
And they're really searching ground?
I don't think it'll worry him. No, he's pretty adaptable.
And just zipping around here at Warrnambool, Mike and I were just chatting about how different it is compared to, you know, any of the jumps races at Pakenham, for example. Yeah, it is. It's very different, but I was pretty confident with this horse last year. He just didn't get into a nice rhythm, but he's a lot more experienced now. He's had a lot more starts, and Steve knows him probably better than we do. So yeah, hopefully they just get into that nice rhythm, which you need to in a jumps race. Just get into that nice relaxing rhythm.
Are there any specific tactics or riding instructions to Steve, or just let the horse find its rhythm and go from there?
Yeah, with this horse, we were just having a chat there pre-race. It's more about just getting him happy and in a rhythm rather than worrying about the rest of the field. Yeah, like, he'll be forward-ish. He's a naturally sort of on-pace horse. But, yeah, that was as far as it went.
And Big Blue, we love what you did with Big Blue. It was ambitious to take him over to Europe, and it didn't pan out the way that you wanted to. Great to have him back, though.
Great to have him back. I think his last preparation, he never really come up. He had a few little respiratory issues. He seems to have come up really well. He'll benefit from this run, and hopefully he'll be right for this rain. Did that just fuel your ambition to do it again with another jumper? Yeah, bloody oath, yeah. I was hoping to have Will John back here. He had a slight injury, so he's not here this year, but he would be one that I would consider. I reckon Mike could consider funding it. He's got plenty.
What about a horse like Saunter Boy for a champion hurdle at Cheltenham? He seems to have that sort of profile. He's very quick through his hurdles and got that turn of foot. Possibly, but you know how quick they are. They're like Melbourne Cup horses that can jump hurdles. So maybe, but he's probably at the, he probably a year or two earlier maybe. But it's a similar sort of horse, maybe a bit younger. Yeah, it's certainly very hard to be competitive over there. I think the last good jumper we had that went to the UK was Crisp. He was pretty good. Oh, mate, very good. It was just a while ago we got beaten. Hey, Kieran, good luck, mate. No worries, thank you. So Kieran Marr with his thoughts here, and he and Dave Eustace have two runners, Saunter Boy and also Big Blue. And for Kieran Marr, what a record he's got here at the Bull. So 10 features. He wins here. He's got the short price favourite, takes him to 11. That he joins Rob Smurden and also Eric Musgrove, and then only 3 away from the great Jim Houlihan as the all-time champion feature trainer here at the Bull. Yeah, we absolutely love Kieran. We still call him a Warner Bullion, to be honest, Richo. I know he trains out of Melbourne now. We love him down here, and Colin McKenna's been a great support over the journey. With Kieran, he kind of really got him going when he needed it, and looking forward to this year's edition of the Galleywood Hurdle. Blue cap to distinguish it from the stablemate Coleridge. St. Arnica going in. A big shout out to Terry Rolls, who had the first winner of the Galleywood in '95. Inch goes, and he's here with his family, and honoured to be here with his family and friends enjoying the Galleywood. 3,200, they jump 11, they're ready, and they're racing now. And the starter caught them pretty well, Enunciate and also Tamarack, the first couple to begin with. Eckhart and Big Blue went up wide as they get up and over the first.
Saunter Boy, the favourite, is sauntering through along the inside, if you like, of Tamarack, and Eckhart going back. St Arnica's wide, but back, and Coleridge is on the inside. Annunciate took them up and over the second in the Galleywood by a length and a half. Second is Out and Dreaming, and third is Big Blue. Saunter Boy's over on the inside, tracking the speed, and St Arnica has pulled his way through in the middle. The Pride of Sonanity gets into fifth placing as they go into Steeple Lane and jump to third. Next in the race was Coleridge, who's now in front of Tamarack, and Eckhart got dragged back to the rear and settles a tad better now. Here's jump number 4 coming up, the one that brings us back onto the course proper and down towards us here. And Annunciate doing it nicely at the head of affairs. He's a length and a half to Out and Dreaming, getting a gorgeous run now behind him. Saunter Boy, the favourite, the Big Grey, was favourite last year and beaten. He's down on the inside of his stablemate Big Blue, then followed by St Arnica. Coleridge is over against the fence. Tamarack's in the middle, and Eckhart is 2 lengths away at the end. They come down to greet the judges' circuit to go. There's 7 to jump in this final lap. And a grand 150 Galleywood. It is Annunciate by 2 lengths to Out and Dreaming. In third placing was Big Blue. Next in the race then was Saunter Boy. The Big Grey running fourth, the favourite, and he's getting an economical run in front of St Arnica. The Musgrove pair are side by side. Coleridge, the white cap, and Tamarack, the blue cap, and Eckhart Absolute. They've left the 1800 metre mark astern. They're swinging out of the straight. Over the crossing that takes them there, it's Annunciate, the leader. He's a length and a half in front of Out and Dreaming, and Big Blue, a past winner of this great race. 2 lengths away to his stablemate, Saunter Boy, who seems to be getting a pretty good run, the Big Grey. Next on the inside was Coleridge, who saved a fair bit of ground to get there. St Arnica out to third last as the jumping begins once again. 3 to Tamarack and 2 to Eckhart at the end. So they pass the 1400 metre mark now. And the treble, the one fit treble up the back straight is next. It's Annunciate out by a length and a quarter on Big Blue, trying to turn back the clock. Out and Dreaming is getting a beautiful run in third. Fourth is Saunter Boy, ditto. Then Coleridge inside of St Arnica, 2 to Tamarack, and still the last one was Eckhart. So here's this treble I was talking about. It starts once again. Annunciate is jumping beautifully at the head of affairs. He passed where they started from a lap ago, a length and a quarter to Out and Dreaming. A half to Big Blue and the Big Grey, Saunter Boy. Pateman's getting a little itchy. Asked him to jump that one. Went past Big Blue, who's not travelling well. St Arnica's going through the middle, and down on the inside Coleridge. Then Tamarack, and Eckhart is last. Annunciate, he normally doesn't like the wet ground, but he's loving it out in front today in the Sovereign Resort Galleywood. Out and Dreaming's about to go after him. Here comes St Arnica and Saunter Boy as well, and the race is about to heat up now. They're into Steeple Lane with 2 to jump, and the next one getting over at Saunter Boy. He's pouring the pressure on here. Is the Professor on Saunter Boy. St Arnica and Out and Dreaming are trying to match him. There's 1 to jump. It'll be important. Out and Dreaming's kicking back on the inside of St Arnica. Saunter Boy, the 3 of them, they come down the straight for a stirring duel here. Out and Dreaming, St Arnica. Saunter Boy's got a lift. He's all out on the outside, the Big Grey. Out and Dreaming, St Arnica. Saunter Boy lifting the favourite. St Arnica and Out and Dreaming. Saunter Boy lengthens. They come to the line. Saunter Boy, St Arnica in the middle. He's playing. Saunter Boy wins it. Saunter Boy wins the Galleywood. A great staying performance. He outstayed St Arnica and Out and Dreaming. And it was a neck and a thrilling finish. Fourth in went to Tamarack, then Coleridge, Eckhart, Annunciate, and Big Blue saw them all safely in.
What a race. What a brilliant call, Rick McIntosh. And he finally gets the job done. Saunter Boy, he was beaten as a short price favourite last year. He delivers in a thrilling Galleywood, which was a 3-way go. St Arnica, brave second. Out and Dreaming, lost no admirers in for third. 1, 6, 4 and 5. He gives them all a weight and he gives them all a beating.
Could you not love jumps racing after that race there, Mike Simons and Shane Jackson? That was something special.
And the quality of the jumping throughout was absolutely exceptional. I mean, we just watched that race unfold, and St Arnica was travelling beautifully. Saunter Boy looked like he had plenty to give, but at the top of the straight, it looked to me like it was going to be between St Arnica and Out and Dreaming. But Steve just had something in the locker for that last 50 metres.
He did. It didn't end up it wasn't the way I thought he'd win. I thought he'd win, but I thought he might dash away from them. But he looked gone between the second last and the last. Jumped the last well, and then Pateman's strength probably got him up in the straight too. I wonder, is the ground a bit better if you get right out in the middle of the track?
That's what Steve was trying to do, going down the far side of the track.
Because you either want to be on the rail.
It was 8, 10, 12 off the fence. But he did have to cover a lot of extra ground in order to get to that ground. But, wow.
Didn't they all jump well?
What a spectacle.
I don't think there was a mistake made in the race.
There wasn't a mistake made at all.
You seriously could not script that any better. That was unbelievable. Let's go over to Richo. He's got Kieran Maher. He's the king of the bull again, Richo.
Absolutely stirring finish, Kieran. Describe that emotion of your boy carrying the big weight, storming down the outside of the roar of the crowd.
It was fantastic. He's such a great horse. Australian bloodstock, you know, he was sort of just probably coming to the end of his career on the flat, and they sent him down. His flat form improved. He's just an invigorated horse, and as I said, I was pretty keen on him winning this race last year. I thought he had a great chance, and just great to come back. And Steve Pateman, you know, he's very understated. You know, he's very modest himself, but God, he's an elite rider, and he had to pull out, and a great mate of mine, and he had to pull out like all his ability to get that horse over the line. It was fantastic.
I can see in the eyes, mate, this means a lot to you. Why in particular? What makes it so special?
I don't know. It's Steve, you know, he's a great mate, and he's a very good rider. Like, his determination, you know, this sort of, you know, he's not a spring chicken anymore, and he still keeps fronting up. There's no one more competitive than him, so no, it's fantastic.
And the Warrnambool boy, hey, 11 features in your career now. You're moving towards the great Jim Houlihan with 14. He's got the all-time record. That gives you a huge buzz too.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, no, there's nothing better than winning here. Great, a lot of the owners here today, so fantastic. The team have done a super job with him. You know, he's been to sort of all locations. Brother Deck, he puts his heart and soul into the jumpers, so it's fantastic.
Great stuff, mate. We're proud of you. Well done.
Cheers.
And Steve Pateman is the other part of this story, and what an incredible story it is. The mighty Sauntner boy, who was just brilliant. And for Steve Pateman, that is his 10th Warrnambool feature, only 2 behind the great Craig Durden, who has the record here at the Bull over the years. Oh, Stephen, you did it the hard way, mate. Describe to me when you went for the crop a long way out and tried to give him a bit of a reminder. What were you thinking?
Well, he was finding, and you know, mindful he's got 70.5, and those horses need to wind up with that weight. And then in the straight, I'll tell you what I thought. I thought, oh, Will Gordon, he rides on the flat. If he beats me, they'll be saying he's fitter than me. And I was like, ah. Anyway, he's such a class horse, and we were so disappointed in last year, and that's the game, you know. You put it to bed and come back next year. So.
Did you just sense the crowd really lifting you down the straight?
Yeah, I've said it before, amazing these top horses, how they just love a scrap, and you just got to be in there with them. And how good's this? Yeah. I mean, Warrnambool's incredible. Oakbank lost it, and here we are. So how good is it?
And to win for Kieran, and Kieran spoke about how, you know, close, good mates you are. How important is it?
Yeah, he's best man at my wedding. He was riding when I started riding. I wouldn't be here without him 100%. It's always special to ride winners for him, and he's helped me a lot in life and my riding career, so it's great.
I can see it means a lot to you, mate. Congratulations, a thrilling win.
Cheers, thanks.
Oh, I'll tell you what, boys, a bit of emotion from Kieran Maher and a bit of emotion from Stevie Pateman here. This is amazing scenes, isn't it? But you see how much it means. And I reckon Sparky, when he went across the line, he was absolutely at his feet, but he was just so relieved and he was just so happy, wasn't he?
It means the world to him. I mean, he sets himself for these feature races, and he would have been planning this months out. And you could see from the puff that he had on the way back to scale, his fitness is probably not where the flat jockey's fitness is at, but you know, when he's on the right horse, there's no better over a fence or a hurdle than Steve Pateman, and the relationship that he has with Kieran and David is a very special one that goes back a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. And this the last kind of 600 metres of this race, just a phenomenal finish, Jacko.
Oh, unbelievable! Like, they just toughed it out. Best horse won, but geez, wasn't a battle. And yeah, Steve's at his brilliant best in a a big race, May Carnival, always produces. You know, he doesn't make mistakes, and that's why he's been at the top of the game for as long as he has.
They sort of settled down to fight it out about 600 out. The three of them just absolutely put a gap on the remainder of the field. And even coming to the last hurdle here, it was probably...
It was between the inside two nearly, you would have thought.
Yeah, well...
You thought Sauna Boy was dropped off here, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just amazing. And look at the work on, you know, the horse that Stevie Pateman's doing here. You know, he's just going, righto, I'm going to absolutely throw everything here at you. And he could feel the horse, no doubt, picking up underneath him. And right here, he's probably thinking, you know,
I've got him.
I'm a chance.
Right here, I've got him. And you can see the horse's ears start to prick up. And Steve just knew that he had the momentum. And being on the outside, probably in the better ground as we see it today, just fantastic.
We have seen, honestly, some of the best jumps racing I reckon this carnival has seen this first 2 days. We've still got another day to go tomorrow, but I can't believe the jumps racing, boys.
Every race has been ding-dong, hasn't it? There hasn't been where they haven't fought out to finish for the length of the straight, and this can be a long straight on soft ground, and these have been tough races.
But there's a story behind every race, whether it's a maiden hurdle or a Briley steeplechase or a Galleywood. There's a story behind every horse, the connections, the trainer, the relationship between jockey, trainer and owners. In the jumps racing fraternity, it's really special because these opportunities don't come around as regularly as they do for the flat riders.
And the work that has to go in behind the scenes to get these horses here, you know, like the hours and hours, more so than getting a flat horse ready. These horses take 2 years to prepare, you know, to set them.
Absolutely.
Sauna Boy, Kieran Maher and David Eustace take out the 2022 Galleywood Hurdle. We're going to take a break on Race Day Live. Plenty more to come.
Babe, I learned to cry. I love it when you lie to me. Those superhero